Let me tell you how Texas is doing with fine Christian men running our state. First of all, the Agricultural Commissioner, Sid Miller, you know he's a Christian because he posted on Facebook threatening to hit people who said Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas. This is the guy who wrote the law requiring women to have sonograms before they could get an abortion. Now, don't y'all go thinking that he wants government telling people what to do. In fact, he likes freedom. He even wrote a law which legalizes the sport of shooting feral hogs from helicopters. He also named Ted Nugent as his campaign treasurer. But lately, this good Christian man has been under investigation by the Texas Rangers for charging taxpayers for a trip to Oklahoma, even though the purpose of the trip was to get a Jesus shot, which is a quack cure for pain administered by a convicted felon who invented it. Now, Miller claims that he conducted state business while he was there, but Oklahoma officials say that's not true. Then he used state money and campaign money for a trip to Mississippi, where he won $880 in a rodeo. Again, he claimed it was for official business, but he's having to reimburse both the state and the campaign funds. Now, some of you may be asking, what's the Attorney General doing all this time while this is going on? Well, the good news is Attorney General Ken Paxton is now free after posting bond. He already paid a federal fine for selling securities without a license. Then the Texas Rangers started investigating him on state charges. So he's been busy now that he's under indictment by both the state and federal charges for securities fraud. It seems as though he was pushing his law clients to invest in a startup company that went belly up. He was telling his clients that he was investing his own money. But the owner of the company told him, God doesn't want me to take your money. So apparently he ended up just investing other people's money. But he didn't tell them that he was getting a commission for selling them securities. Since he's such a fine Christian, he got his former pastor at Prestonwood Baptist Church of Plano to be a character witness for him, along with another member of his church. Now, some of you may be thinking, Prestonwood Baptist Church of Plano, Texas, is that the same former pastor who disappeared for a while with his wife when the Securities and Exchange Commission started investigating them for securities fraud some years ago? No. What kind of a character witness would that be? It was a different ex-minister at that same church. Nor was it the former pastor there who had to resign when he was caught having an affair with another woman. But what about the other pastor at Prestonwood who had to resign because he was having an affair in the same church? No, it wasn't either of those former pastors. It wasn't any of those three former pastors. In fact, the character witness he got was not the former pastor who was caught soliciting sex from a 13-year-old girl online. And last but not least, it was not the former pastor of Prestonwood Baptist Church who admitted to having sexual contact with other underage boys. I am not making this up. It was not any of these 5 former ministers at Prestonwood Baptist Church. No, this particular former pastor testified to the high integrity of morals of Ken Paxton, and then wound up taking a 6-figure salary working for Paxton at the state attorney general's office on the taxpayer's dime. And it's not to be confused with the other member at that church who also served as a character witness and also gets a 6-figure salary working in Paxton's office on the state payroll. In fact, the Attorney General thought so highly of these men that he appointed them to the state posts without advertising the jobs as state law requires. When he was asked, why did you give these jobs to these people without advertising them as the law requires, he responded by saying, basically, everyone does it. So don't worry about Texas. We're all doing just fine. We've got good, fine Christian men running our state government. In fact, Prestonwood Baptist Church is the 40,000 member church who last fall hosted the Faith and Freedom Forum for the presidential candidates. That's when Carly Fiorina assured us and stated that people of faith make the best leaders. In fact, they want to bring this kind of leadership to the federal government. Good, fine Christian people.